problem. If you remove AoE caps, what happens is they have to spread out, otherwise they will die. There's no disincentive to do a Zerg. There is no disincentive to be that Zerg. That's why it's happening. Ramble over.
Okay. Others. Hey, kitty. All right. Well, now we've reached the time of the show where it's final thoughts time. 3-hour show, guys. Awesome.
I ran a marathon. Like, this is like a gamer marathon. It's like a podcasting marathon, isn't it?
You know what we should do? We should just do a podcast for like Extra Life. Just like
that would be cool.
You know what we could do?
We should
actually
do that.
try and get into the Guinness World Book Records for the longest podcast.
What's the longest one? Do we know?
I know it's over 24 hours.
Oh, I could.
I'm
we could do
pretty
that.
sure it's over 24 hours.
Well, someone else is going to have to write the notes because you can't just not have anything. It has to be solid content.
I'll have to look that up and see about that.
All right.
You know how many stories I have? Come on.
I could talk about Argonians for hours. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that'd be a fun thing to do, a lore panel. I would be totally like a lore game show
cool.
panel. Yeah, like Jeopardy of Tamriel. That
All
would
right,
be fun.
now we have to do it. If we're in the Guinness Book of World Records. Tales of Tamriel. Anyway, sorry. Go.
I will look that up and see about that. Okay, cool.
Okay,
final thoughts time. Thais, go ahead. Tell us your final thoughts for the episode.
Great episode. We got a lot of stuff covered. I'm still so very exhausted, but I perked up a little bit for the justice part.
Perked up a lot, and then cried. You like blood, sweat, and tears.
And then cried. This was a very emotional episode for you.
I know, it really was. And I was actually just about to mention that. The book that I read here was my favorite, but at the same time, it's also just very sad. It's my favorite, but it's very sad, and I hope everybody else enjoyed this Argonian book as much as I do. So,
that was the best.
You can reach me in game at Teareater, TEAERTER, and on Twitter at TwitQueenThais.
Nice. And Deltia.
When I was researching like how to write and make good stories and stuff like that, not necessarily for my site and everything, but it's all about bringing out emotion. And just like they imagine that no other game that I know of can bring out such emotion and storytelling as getting connected to these characters. And Argonian, what's that? It doesn't exist in the real world, but yet you feel emotionally connected. That's the power of Elder Scrolls. That's why we all play this game. To Stelden's point, he's still in the game because of the community, and that's why. Because the people in this game are bar none, hands down, the best I've ever encountered. And I'm not going to leave it anytime soon because of that. Maybe there's not perfect content, but I went back on my site to edit some of my old guides, and I looked when they were published. They're in May. Remember, this game came out in March. Think about that. Think about how big, how grand this game has gotten since March. What is this going to look like when it hits a year? This is going to be the best MMO in history. I'm telling you right now. I don't care if other people don't think so. I love it. So stick with it. Keep tuning in. And help out each other. That's the best thing we can do as a community.
Mm-hmm. And awesome. Well, my final thoughts for the show is this game is just bloody amazing. It's awesome. With the stuff they're adding, if they can implement the champion system and the justice system and things like this, I think this MMO will have more things to do than pretty much any other MMO in the market. It will have a unique, not a unique niche. It have unique niche abilities that other MMOs don't have while still having what other MMOs, the theme park MMOs. It'll make it stand out. It won't just be another quote-unquote WoW clone with a, not that it is now, but, most people, it's a WoW clone with Elder Scrolls IP. Well, right. It's not, but this will make it stand out even more going, well, WoW doesn't have that. Where the world actually reacts to what you do. If you're a thief or a bad person, you can get hunted by players. They haven't had a game like this since Ultima Online. It's going to be awesome, and I think that alone will draw players in just because it's different. MMO players, we all know they're finicky. They always want something different. They don't want it to be WoW. They want it to be different. Well, that is going to make it different from almost any other MMO out there that I know of. And with how responsive and how active the developers are with the community and the way that they talk with us and stuff, that also sets them out. So now not only do they provide awesome content, They listen to their player base and are willing to change entire things if the player base doesn't like it. And they're releasing content quickly, and they have unique content. I agree, Deltia, this will be like the best MMO out there. Because, hey, it's also got the best story, in my opinion.
And has the best podcasters.
And best podcasters, obviously. There we go. Those are my final thoughts. So I do want to thank both my co-hosts for joining me this evening. And I want to thank all of our fans for listening to the podcast. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. So if you wish to help support the podcast, feel free to donate via the PayPal link on our website, or simply just tell a friend about us. If you wish to contact us with questions, comments, or criticism, the website for the show is talesoftamriel.com, or you can email the show at podcast@talesoftamriel.com. You can follow the show on Twitter at Tales of Tamriel, Facebook at facebook.com/Tales of Tamriel podcast. Also, feel free to rate and subscribe to us via iTunes. And if you missed the show, you can watch it on YouTube at youtube.com/Tales of Tamriel. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a good night, everybody.